You're now watching The Wash Daily. Today news, New Hampshire did not pass the bill going to legalize cannabis for recreational use. New Hampshire has the opportunity to maybe capture some of the dollars that are moving to one of its neighboring states where they do have legal cannabis, and the bill looks to allow cannabis to be used by patients and non-patients alike. Currently in New Hampshire, you can only use cannabis if you're a medical patient. So if you're not a medical patient, you can only have, well, it's not to say you can't use it, you can only have up to 3/4 of an ounce. But if the bill passes, you can have a 1/4 pound, and it still doesn't allow for a home grow, although there's bills being pushed for that to happen also, but they're getting a lot of pushback from the folks in New Hampshire for whatever reason. There's probably lots of reasons. They know one for sure is that New Hampshire makes a lot of money off of its court cases when they have people get in trouble possessing cannabis without a medical card. So they make a lot of money off of that. And they don't really have a ton of money coming into that state, so they can't afford to lose that income. And taxation is theft because they're thieves. Also in news, the ABA, speaking of thieves, the American Banking Association, is demanding that they pass the SAFE Act because the banks really need to be able to participate in all this money that's going on in the legal states, because the states now, when they have a legal program, aren't allowed to use banks or you can't have loans made to the employees of the dispensary. There's a number of things the banks aren't able to get in there and extract money from the people, and they're really upset about that. They said one of the biggest problems with not being able to use banks in the cannabis industry is that because it's a cash market, we don't really have the mechanism to make sure that they're paying all their taxes and that they're operating within the framework which we've established for cannabis and all of these things. So the banks, they get mad if you don't let them take the money. So the banks are mad. They'll probably get it passed too, because the banks are, in charge of a lot of nonsense. Also, in news, hemp is actually not doing very good in the United States. So they planted about half of what they typically produce in the United States hemp in the past few years since the national hemp program was signed in 2016 or 2018. I think it was 2018. Anyway, I can't remember how long ago it was. But the hemp problem is that because there isn't really proper framework to decide what's legal and what you can do with the hemp doesn't go anywhere. And there was a bunch of unsellable hemp on the market, and it is causing all the hemp to fall hugely. The problem is that they don't want us using hemp to replace the plastic and the petroleum industry and the pharmaceutical industry. So they pretty much make it impossible to do anything with it except for making Delta 8 and Delta 10 cannabis products, which, I mean, even that alone is still a pretty big segment of the economy in the states that have it. So it's not for nothing. But it's a shame that we're not using hemp in our building materials or paper or for farm feed. And they keep saying, we're not sure if hemp is safe. And they are lying, because we've been feeding hemp to our farm animals. And hemp was the #1 source of our textiles and everything else until about the 1900s. So thanks for watching The Wash.